This episode is brought to you by Anivia Pickleball, your premier destination for high-quality pickleball pals designed to elevate your game. At Anivia, they are committed to providing players across Canada with innovative, performance-driven pickleball paddles crafted for durability, precision, and ease of play. Irene and myself are currently using their Gen 3 Pro paddle, and if you head over to Anivia.com and enter the code AGorman15, you get 15% off your order. That's AGorman15 at Anivia.com. All right, on with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pickleball Diaries podcast. As always, I'm your host, Andrew Gorman, joined by certified pickleball referee Victor Chan. And we got some huge news.
Oh, yeah.
MiLP is coming back to Alberta, and we are hosting it, as you can see from my sweater.
Oh, yeah. We are the host now.
Super excited. I almost posted a photo where I photoshopped that scene where Thanos goes, fine, I'll do it myself with the Infinity Gauntlet. I almost posted like our logo and then like MiLP Alberta on it. I came that close to doing it. So yeah, so for those of you who have been following MiLP, like we had two events in Alberta and then it kind of went to the wayside there, just various reasons for why it didn't go ahead. So we reached out to MiLP and say, hey, what if we host it? So, and big thanks to Yui and Yuki at Full Send Pickleball for saying, yeah, we'd love you guys to host. So yeah, it's going to be September 27th and 28th at the YEG Pickleball facility in Edmonton. So and big thank you to the YEG team there for jumping in on this with us. For those of you who are gold and founding members of the YEG facility, we'll have something special for you guys when you sign up. So keep an eye on your emails from the team there at YEG, and you'll see something real soon with that. So big thank you for YEG being our first official sponsor for the event.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. And we do have a couple of sponsors lined up, but for those of you who aren't 100% familiar with MiLP and listen to the podcast, so it's team-based format, 2 guys, 2 women on a team. You play 4 matches, 2 genders matches, 2 mixed matches, rally scoring to 21, and then if you're tied at 2 games apiece, you play rally scoring singles with each member subbing in every couple of points. And it's round robin play within playoffs, and then you win medals. You can win swag like this hoodie that I got. We got sponsor swag that's going to be available. And it's a really fun event. We have Duper 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 categories. We have left the option open for a Duper 22 category for those super high level players, but we know this is the busy season, so that'll be more so as a requested basis for that one. So right now, if you look on the website, it's literally just Duper 12 to Duper 20. For those of you who aren't sure what that means, it's your combined Duper score. So for example, if all 3 of you have, say, like a 3.2, 3.0 Duper rating, then your combined Duper together, so say you'll be like about a 12.3, then you should be in the Duper 12 division. If you're like a bunch of 4 or 5 players, you're more than likely going to be in like the Duper 18, Duper 20 division.
Yeah, and we're allowed to all the way to 18 means all the way to 18.999, right? So if you're thinking, oh, I'm above 18, what am I gonna do? Well, you can still go for 18.999, so you're still safe.
Exactly. Yeah. And saying for the Duper 20, so if we do end up having a Duper 22, the Duper 20 cutoff is 20.3 combined. If there's no Duper 22, it's 20.999. So if you have like a couple 5-0 players, a couple 4-5 players combining, and you're hitting right around that Duper 20.2, you're still good for the Duper 20 category if we don't have a 22, even if you did want to. But obviously we need at least like 3 to 4 teams for Duper 22 for it to go ahead.
Definitely.
But yeah, so our other big sponsor, which was awesome that we got this, and I was amazed of how quickly they responded when I reached out. Franklin Pickleball, the X40 is going to be the official ball of the event. Franklin gave us a really good discount on the balls, so we got lots of tournament ready balls for it. So huge shout out to Franklin and Sideline Sports, which is the Canadian distributor for Franklin. Check them out on their websites. Super stoked because it's the Franklin X40 is already the official ball of Pickleball Canada, so we figured we'd just keep it in the family and go with that. Yeah. And honestly, if you watched one of our recent blind rankings, Vic has it as his number 1 tournament ball. So.
Well, it's the most okay. I know it's maybe not the most durable ball, but at least it's the most bounce consistent ball, right? A lot of our, especially here in Edmonton, most of our higher level player actually like the Franklin ball more than the Selkirk ball, because the Selkirk ball unfortunately get out around very quickly and then now start skidding on the court, and then now the bounce is inconsistent. The Franklin ball will not happen. Especially here in Edmonton, the weather never really reaches more than 30 degrees Celsius and plus, so usually does not melt the ball. So here, especially now, we're gonna play at the YEG indoor facility. You're gonna always have a very consistent bouncing at the facility, not worrying that you're gonna have like inconsistent bounces and skidding on the court anymore. So it helps the play to play a little bit more predictably.
Exactly. Yeah. So once again, super big thank you to Franklin, and hopefully, if this tournament goes well, we're going to put the bug in the ear of everyone right now. Hopefully, we can get something rolling for next year for MiLP and maybe like a tour of Alberta type of deal going. But obviously, we'll see how the September one works out. We're really excited. And for those of you who do keep track of MiLP standings hang on, I'll rewind there a bit. So aside from winning some swag and some medals and stuff with MiLP, the other big thing is this is the pathway for if you're ever wanting to maybe try yourself as a pro player for like CNPL. This is now the minor leagues for it. So you can get, but just by playing in MiLP, you make yourself eligible to get drafted in the CNPL. It's also a pathway to become a member of Team Canada and play for the World Cup, which actually me and Vic were on the player selection committee this year. That actually, the announcement of that team will be coming out the 18th, I believe, Vic, right? So right when I'm in at Nationals. So wink, wink, nod, nod. I might run into a couple members of Team Canada while I'm there.
Yeah.
So at least if the selection goes the way we think it's going to go.
Mm-hmm. But there's and also then couple things while you're saying Team Canada, right? Or some of those things. What I think one of the most important thing is if you obviously win, and you made it to the regionals, which I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that was my next thing. So you go ahead, Vic.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead. You got it.
So obviously, what was happening? All those MiLP points. If you go to pickleball.com, you can see your ranking. The top 4 player rank on those lists will get free entry for West. And one team is going to be in the West, one team at the East. That free entry for the Western, or we call that the regional finals. And if you win that regional finals, that's very important. If you win that regional finals, now you have free tickets to play at the MiLP finals in the USA. This year is going to be in Texas at the if I'm not mistaken, is the Pickle Paradise, the one they just hosted
Dallas,
and the MiLP Dallas event. So a very very electric, very nice event. If you win this one, you get for Duper 20, 12 to all the way 20, you got $4,000. For the whole team, so $1,000 per person. That's pretty good. And if you obviously there is member of the Duper 22, that prize money jumps to $5,000. Second place get $2,000 from Duper 12 to Duper 20. Duper 22 get 2,500, and bronze will third place will get for all from Duper 12 to Duper 22 $1,000 off of prize money. So which is pretty considerable as for an amateur event, right? Because a lot of amateur event. No prize money. This one has prize money on it. And on top of that, they also award $1,000 for the uniform contest and the costume contest. So 1,000 each, depending on for those two categories. So that if we show up with
our Vic, you got our jersey behind you. I got our little banner here behind me, but Vic, pull out our jersey. We actually at the first MiLP event in at the YEG that hosted earlier this year, we won best dressed team for our jersey that Vic's showing up in the picture. So if you're listening on audio, we're showing up our Pickleball Diaries jersey that we got made. So MiLP, and we will honestly, we are going to, if we have dress ups at ours, if teams are, we are going to have a best dressed team category where you win some MiLP swag or sponsor swag or something. We are going to reward you for coming out and showing team spirit and stuff like that, because we're obviously gung ho about that. So why wouldn't we reward people for being gung ho about that?
Exactly, and we'll see also about how this year turned out, and then we'll also look at probably next year turnout, because don't forget, like there is a people who's like thinking, okay, I'm a little older guys, how am I going to compete against those people? Well, in MiLP there is a 50 plus category, and same thing, the 50 plus category also have prize money if you made it to the MiLP finals. So same thing, $4,000 for every category, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Actually, the Duper 20 at 50 plus, they have $5,000 prize money for this category. So you see, that's basically the only event that you can actually qualify and actually has good prize money in amateur event. That's nothing like currently, I would say in Canada, except some Moneyball tournaments, there's no other amateur tournaments lead you to have that much of a prize money.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're going to, so another thing that's going to be happening at the event is, so I'm not going to play this event. I'm going to be going around taking videos. I'm going to be talking to people. If you want to come talk to me and do a little interview, we can post that up on social media. I can give you a personal shout out. We're going to be doing that, but I'm also going to be gauging. I'm going to be asking people, especially because we do have some very high level older, I don't want to say older, but 50 plus people who do play in a lot of tournaments. I'm going to be gauging the interest in a 50 plus category. And if we get enough interest, I can pitch it and we can get one of those going for future ones next year. Obviously, we're not going to have one this year or for this September one, just because it's new and we want to just get people turning out to it. But I do know quite a few. I could probably think of enough people to make at least 5 teams off the top of my head for a 50 plus category, and probably like a Duper 18, 20 category.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Duper, like I said, Duper 20, 50 plus, $5,000.
Yeah. So you win a couple MiLP events in Canada, qualify, get good enough ranking to go to the regionals for free, or at least get into the regionals, win the regionals, head on to the US championships and have a chance at that big prize money. And not to mention that that championship event, there's vendors there, so you get to interact. And if you're into that networking, possibly, who knows, you could pick up a sponsor if you're not a sponsored player. If you perform really well, even if you don't win, there is tons of sponsors there looking for new talent to pitch their product, right? So hey, me and Vic are really good examples of that. We were doing this out of fun, and I have a sponsorship from Anivia. I have a sponsorship from Kitchen Blockers now. And from Kling, we've gotten some other sponsors just by networking for this event, and just for us doing this podcast and going to tournaments and meeting people and stuff like that. So pickleball is such a fast growing sport. If you're into it and you're into competing, this is a fun event. And if it's your first time trying an event out, I actually recommend this, because not only do you get to play, like pick a team and you play with a bunch of your friends, you get guaranteed games because we're doing round robin format for all of these events.
Yeah.
And like we said, we're awarding best costume. So if you're one of those teams like you like to come out and socialize, but have a good time and have some competitive matches, dress up, go nuts, could win some swag anyways, even if you don't end up winning, right?
Oh, yeah.
So definitely we want to see people signing up. We do have our first person signed up because I'm just looking at it right now. It is a solo player right now, Vic. So, hey, if any of you want to play Duper 14, Kristen Tam was our first player to sign up. So, Kristen, if you get a full team locked in, if you're watching this, I am going to have a special prize for you at the event.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to lock that name in now for being our very first person to sign up. So, for those of you who want to play Duper 14, if you're looking for an extra player, message Kristen, lock that team up. And Kristen, thank you so much for signing up already.
Thank you
so
much.
Vic, we also have, we've mentioned YEG, we've mentioned Franklin. So some of our other sponsors, Anivia Pickleball, who sponsors me and Aireen, they're also going to sponsor the event. They're going to give us some swag and some other stuff. For those of you who don't know Anivia, they're a paddle company out of Vancouver who sponsors me and Aireen. I should have grabbed the paddles here, but mind you, this with also on audio. My personal favorite paddle that I use is their Voltex Gen 3 Pro. It's a combination power control paddle. They come in midweight and lightweight. Aireen uses a lightweight. I use a midweight. Their other paddle that I really like that's new this year is their KC Fusion. It's a lot poppier. Vic, which one did you compare it to when you tried it out?
That is definitely pretty close to the Yola Perseus 4. That's I was in terms of power. It's very poppy. I feel for my liking. Obviously, I will need a little bit more time on it. But if you're able to add some weight on it, definitely is one of the highest end in terms of power level. So especially in the modern game, if you're looking for a power paddle, this is definitely one of the close to a top tier level power.
Yeah, exactly. And I've actually started practicing with it for my singles because Vic knows my drive isn't the strongest. So this has added definitely some extra pop to my drive. So I will have all three types of paddles on site. So if you want to try them out at the event, just wave me down and you can knock some balls around with them. Or if you can't wait that long, you can always go to anivia.com and enter the code Gorman15 at checkout and get 15% off. I'm going to pitch all the codes for these, Vic.
Oh yeah,
because these guys are sponsoring. So thank you to Anivia, Nathan, and Christine for sponsoring me and Aireen, helping out the podcast as well, and then now helping out our first MiLP event. Our next sponsor, we got Kitchen Blockers. So for those of you who haven't seen pictures of me and Aireen wearing those are those frameless glasses or pickleball protective glasses that we wear. I personally really like them, but they're also going to be sponsoring some kitchen blockers for the event. And this isn't 100% confirmed yet, but they have something special planned because these will be for winners only. Once I get this confirmed with the guys from Kitchen Blockers, I'll announce what it actually is. But stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to tell you guys about this.
Yeah,
but
it's just to be a very special type of kitchen blocker. I have some, but I can't say anything yet. But
it sounded when they mentioned it to me and Aireen over email, I was like, that's cool. Right. So if they get that manufactured in time for this event, I'm going to be super stoked for it. So for those of you who are looking for a pair of safety glasses, and if you're like me who sweats a lot and I always have glasses fog up on me, these have no lenses, so you don't have to worry about light infraction. You don't have to worry about fogging up. They fit really well onto my head. They also come with a strap if you want one. I don't wear the strap with mine just because my head's pretty thick, so they sit nicely on mine. But and it's just that extra layer of safety, right? Mm-hmm. Players are getting faster, hitting the ball harder, paddles are getting more powerful. I'm pretty sure if Vic didn't wear his own glasses that he always wears, he'd probably be wearing safety glasses, probably even as a ref. Because you're right in the line of fire.
Yeah, you can dodge sometimes.
I'm just sometimes. Yeah. If he makes a bad foot call, then maybe he needs to start wearing them. But so thanks to Kitchen Blockers for sponsoring the event as well. Same thing. If so you guys will see them there, and I'm pretty sure YEG sells them too. in their pro shop.
Yeah, I think they sell them. I think so.
But if you want to go straight to the source, you can head to kitchenblockers.com, and I have the code AGorman10, and you get 10% off your order. And I know they have free shipping on orders over $100, so that's basically 2 pairs. So if you and your partner want a pair each, order 2 pairs, and then you get free shipping as well off of that.
Nice.
Our other one, and this one was cool and I got to thank Jeff Sampson and Kaylin Sampson from the Vancouver Owls for this hookup. It's Love Crunch, but they are a subsidiary of Nature's Path Organics, which is like the organic granola and like oats meal and granola bars company.
I like those. I like those granola bar.
I know if you go to like No Frills or any type of like Noblaws type thing, it's always in the organic section. My personal favorite is the Love Crunch. It's called dark chocolate and red berries. It's basically granola with some dark chocolate and strawberries in there, and I always mix it on like with yogurt for like a yogurt parfait. It's really good. And and the other thing we're going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be doing like little kind of like 30-second commercials or like minute-long commercials for all of these sponsors. Some of them are going to be a little silly. I already have the one for them for Nature's Path filmed. And you guys will probably get a good laugh of me just being kind of dumb or being silly with it. But
it's okay. That's what you need. Sometimes that's how you.
And it was fun. It was fun. My daughter Kim helped me out with some of these ones. The Kitchen Blockers one is pretty funny too. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be giving our sponsors a shout out continuously leading up to the event and of course at the event. But yeah, so Nature's Path is going to be providing like snacks and stuff for the athletes, which is awesome because we both know as people who play in tournaments, sometimes that's the biggest thing is keeping yourself powered up and energized through food and water and stuff like that. So the fact that they're going to be providing that for us is awesome. So thank you to Nature's Path. If you guys want to follow them, it's Nature's Path Organics on Instagram, or you can go to naturespathorganics.com and check out the products. You've probably seen some of their products in the grocery store. Now it's just a good chance to go try them out because they're awesome.
Nice.
So that's our sponsors so far. If someone watching this is part of a company or knows a company that they think might be interested in sponsoring it, we are always open to more people. If there's some local companies in Edmonton that you know will want to get on this, whether it's like say a physiotherapist or anything like that, we know there's a bunch in around who are always good pickleball heads. Tell them to DM me on Gorms at Gorms1307 on Instagram, and I will go all out for that too because we love local companies. The other thing I'm going to sales pitch on this is all of our sponsors, if you didn't notice, are all Canadian.
Yeah.
Right? So Anivia from Vancouver, Kitchen Blockers are Canadian, Nature's Path Organics is based in Vancouver, BC as well. So all Canadian brands for Canadian MiLP. So that's perfect.
Except Franklin.
So once again, we're going to say September 27th, 28th. And what's the deadline for registration, Vic?
Deadline's you said what, 24th or 26th?
24th, yeah, I think September 24th.
September 24th.
So you head over to the we're going to have the link in the show notes, guys, for to take you right to the Swish because we're using Swish as the tournament programming because that's what MiLP uses. So we'll have the link in the show notes where you guys can just click on that and go straight to the page, and you just click sign in. You create a Swish account. You link your Duper account to it, and then you just select which division you want to play in. Create your team, and just go straight from there. You can sign up individually if you want. If you don't have a couple partners, like Kristen did, but if you have your set of 4, put all 4 in together and just pay the registration fee, and then you're locked in. And we're going to be giving everyone who signs up. We're going to be giving a shout out on Instagram. So stay tuned and follow us on there. And we'll make sure if we know what your Instagram handle is, we'll take you in that. But if not, just stay locked in for ours, and then you'll see your team name and stuff pop up saying welcome. So,
yeah, definitely would.
Yeah, so super excited for that. That's been the big news for this because we just announced that. I think what was it, the beginning of this week or just the end of last week? It's only been up for a couple of days. I don't even think a full week yet. The news for that. So we're super excited for that. And once again, thanks to MiLP and all these sponsors for taking a chance on me and Vic running this. Obviously, we don't own a facility, so thanks for YEG for working with us, supplying the facility for us. And like I said, if this goes really well, we're planning on some ambitious big things for next year for Alberta for MiLP. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, definitely. And then it'll be fun for all our Alberta players that wants to play in a more competitive style, team style, and get some swag, and probably also get drafted to the CNPL.
Exactly. All right, so that fun stuff aside, Vic, you were just reffing at the Red Deer Open
Oh yeah.
this past weekend. I know weather was a pain. I actually drove through that weather on my way to Calgary. So so and Red Deer always has issues with weather, but normally at least the running of the tournament is pretty good. But I heard there was even some issues with that this time. How was it from a referee standpoint?
I don't want to criticize too much
exactly. Well, because like I said, they normally run a pretty tight tournament most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to criticize them too much, but unfortunately, I do feel this year is a bit let down, definitely from them. I don't know what happened. Is it because of there is a different organizer? There is different management, or anyway? I'll give you a quick details and synopsis about it. So Thursday is the singles day. Pretty straightforward. Not much issue running on it. As always, Red Deer has a lot of win, so a lot of players are struggling with win, and myself refereeing those matches, I was like glad that I don't play, because I will be frustrated. I'll just throw my paddles out of the fence and then just walk out. Just at some point it was just way too much win. I'm not playing. The other issue with the tournament also is this time is, even though it's a sanctioned tournament, they don't have referee for every match. They only have referee for medal round, so pre-medal, and the gold and bronze medal match only. So which we will get into those problems soon. Friday, there you go. Bad weather, rained out. There's basically they were optimistic that they're able to run. No, just too wet. Couldn't make it out. I'll get into why I get a lot of player frustrated after that. Saturday, mixed double, mostly fine. And then they actually pushed 3 of the men's bracket into Saturday. But since they have push those 3 men's, they went beyond 9 o'clock. And you know what? First problem. When it's beyond 9 o'clock, it's dark, right? Luckily, Red Deer facility has 6 court that has lights, that they can put lights on it, so they can continue to use it. But think about it. You have to run 3 bracket in 6 courts.
Yeah.
Ouch, right? So it takes time. Then comes 9 o'clock. It rained. There you go. You're done. All those 3 I think just 1 bracket finish. The other 2 bracket basically play for nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sunday, women's start first. So women's finish their bracket, and then obviously now, since they couldn't play on Friday, they got pushed to Sunday. Same thing. Hit 7 o'clock, rain. That's it. You're done. So a lot of the bracket from the men, especially the 4-5 plus, they play for nothing again. So it's like it's really annoying. Now let's talk about those issues. So first of all, from a referee perspective, only having to ref the medal rounds is tough. It's very tough for the players. It's very tough for the referees too, because like the referee has to come in cold compared to their refereeing consistently. They have referee consistently, so the referee is having repetition.
It's not like an MiLP event where you have a roaming kind of thing. It's basically you're sitting there waiting for that, and then you go in. Whereas, like I know, like for example, when we do the MiLP in September, we don't have refs for the round robin part of it, but we're gonna have like you as a roaming ref to at least kind of sort of have some order. and stuff like that, right? So this is a little bit harder, especially with so many different brackets going on at the same time.
Yeah, so that's one part of the problem. Also, same part of the problem from the player's perspective, right? Higher level, they get used to it to have referees, no big deals. If it's more the lower level, that they don't have referee for the whole like round, because all matches is in round robin, right? They don't have double elimination. It's basically everyone's round robin, and then the one plays against the four first, and then the second plays against the third in order to get in this pre-medal semifinal, and then after that they go to the finals, right? Gold and bronze. Some of the players are not familiar having referees, so they don't like during all those round robin matches, no referee, and then suddenly you throw in a referee. Sometimes it throws the players off a little bit. Like okay, I have to wait for the ref to serve, or I'm not calling the volley zone anymore, or whatever. It kind of, some of the players are not getting used to it, right? And next problem, I don't know how to fix that one. It's rampant. I think we disallow at least 10 paddles at the Red Deer Open. All Temu, like the Temu Yola that doesn't have Yola on it, 10 of them. Ouch.
Okay, here we'll put Victor. You need to do a little side spotlight. You need to do a little video for Instagram saying, "Don't buy your paddle from Temu. You will be disqualified." And have like your ref uniform on, and be like one of those like Uncle Sam posters, like "You will be disqualified." Right?
Anyway,
because that's 2 tournaments in a row now for you reffing where that's been an issue.
Yes, it's so annoying, and I feel bad for also the players that was playing in the round robin, right? Because during the round robin, obviously we're not checking their paddle because they don't have referee matches. So when comes in during those pre-medal and medal matches, we check their paddles, and they're using those Temu or Alibaba Yola paddle, and I have to tell them, no, you're not allowed to use them, right? So therefore, in theory, they're using those paddles during those round robin matches. Granted, not every of those Temu paddles are more powerful than the real Yola, but you never know. They could have a unfair advantage some way in the other, right? So
yeah,
and also that will give some sort of like player discussions, like why you didn't you didn't disqualify me using that paddle before I start my round robin or stuff like that. Anyway, so like you have those.
Someone who says that, I'm like, unless you're gonna have players as they walk in and have a ref at 2 refs at the gate saying, "Okay, show me your paddle," as if you're checking tickets in at an event, right? Like unless you're doing something like that, I don't see how they can be like, well, you let me use the paddle for round robin. Well, you didn't have a ref in round robin, so you got away with it, but you're caught now.
Yeah. So, is as a referee, this is annoying. That's really is really annoying. We'll see about into the next year. Apparently, not Canada for now, but in the USA, all UPA minor league USA, obviously, event, they will have to pass. Their paddle has to pass. We call the go no go machine, which they will test for deflection, testing on from those paddles, like especially for like delamination. Like a lot, like some players are, let's say, complaining their opponent's paddle was delaminated, so it's much harder than usual. For now, I cannot really disallow it because like pressing in the middle of the paddle apparently is for the moment is considered as subjective. It's not objective testing. But now with that go no go machine that's coming from the Pickleball Pro Labs, so the same lab that's gonna actually testing all the paddles for the PPA and the MLP event, they have a smaller version that is more portable and they can do it in more amateur event. That one can test the paddle like almost
They're
instantly
going to need
saying,
like 10 or 12 of those, though, at an event. Can you imagine the lineup for that?
I know. I don't know. I
Like
don't know how they're gonna
either that
do
or
it.
they have it on site if someone's questioning a paddle. Like I could see that. You know what
I
I
don't know
mean?
how it's gonna work.
Because
But
I'm trying to think of the logistics of how that would work. Because like if you think about, because like MILP events in the U.S., you have sometimes like 20 teams in a division.
I know, but
right. So
at
that's
least
like that's 100 players just for one division.
Yeah, I know that's a right step to the good step at the right direction.
Oh, it is.
Right? Because,
it is. Yeah, just right now the logistics of it. I'm like, you need about 10 or 12 of those on site, or you have it there for if there's a challenge for the paddle.
I don't know how they're gonna run it, and especially that we're talking about like if the player only brings one paddle, like me bringing 10 paddles on the court, they have to test all 10 paddles, right? So.
Well, yeah, like you have your paddles. Because I'm sponsored, I have a couple of I have like at least 2 or 3 paddles with me. So if one gets rejected, I can unwrap my brand new one and then I'm good to go, right? So you and me don't really have that issue, but I can understand someone who's just started playing. You, especially if you went and got, say, like a EULA, spent $333 or $370 Canadian on this paddle, and say there's something like, say, yeah, it got delaminated earlier than you were expecting it to, and that's like, well, yeah, you're not going to go buy another paddle right after that. You're assuming that one's fine, and then all of a sudden it gets rejected. It's like, hey buddy, can I borrow your paddle for this match type of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's gotta be,
because not everyone walks around with 2 or 3 paddles in their bag, right? Like especially at the lower levels. Like I can see at the once you hit like 4.40, 4.5, then you see people with at least 2, I think, normally, because at that point they're like into it, like they're competitive, so they have multiple paddles, right? But yeah, for like 3.0, 3.5 type of thing, like most people are just walking around with one paddle.
That's indeed. So that was just definitely a little annoying. And then another difficult part on the organizer was withdrawal and game forfeit. So what happened is no fault to the player in some way. They changed their format and they changed the timing like several times, and the communication was kind of iffy to the player because they send the emails like a little too late. So
I saw a couple players post on Instagram where it's like, I didn't get an email until 3 hours after my scheduled start time that games were canceled or games were moved or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, some people from Edmonton drove all the way to Red Deer and then just to find out, oh, it got canceled, but no one told me, right? So it's kind of a little iffy part on their communication part. But at the same time, as in the rep perspective, now I'm talking about the withdrawal and forfeit is some players did not show up or play some games and then like they waited too long. They say, okay, F it, I'm leaving, right? But they didn't let the tournament organizer know. And then now they have so apparently this is kind of the new rule, new way to do it. But the tournament organizer was kind of having a little bit of a hard time understanding it and how to apply it properly. So if you withdraw due to retirement, or you just say I'm withdrawing, playing all the other matches, okay? It used to, when remember, Andrew, you have someone screw your CTPR, right? Because someone, your partner withdrew or didn't show up, whatever. What happened is you're gonna get, let's say it's a game to 15. So every matches that you withdraw is gonna be a 15-0. And it's gonna hurt your CTPR or duper, right? But right now, the new rule is because it's a withdrawal and due to you didn't show up, not you didn't show up, but like injury, or you physically say I can't play anymore. The tournament organizer should manually, basically, delete all the matches that you have played. Basically, they have to go back to the bracket and delete all the matches you play against other team, so the other team doesn't have like the advantage of you winning 15-0 against you. It's kind of
there's no quick click for that.
No, apparently they can't. They have to manually do that. So that was
Oh God, that's pain in the ass if there's a bunch of withdraws. See, I thought it was forfeit where you lost 15-0, and withdraw was it just counted as a win, but you didn't get a score either way.
So unfortunately in the pickleball tournament, used to be bracket, but pickleball tournament, they can't really do that. They still have to put 15-0 because the system just can't recognize that you forfeit that freaking match.
Okay, so that's yeah, because I know the old system. If you withdrew, it just got entered in as a win, but you didn't like go up or down in your rating.
Apparently,
if it was so that must be a new change, because I know, like, because with what happened with me is the guy didn't show up, and because both of us weren't there to confirm a withdraw, it was considered a forfeit. Like, I actually had to go stand out on the court with the other team, wait the 15 minutes allotted time, and then I got given 11-0, 11-0, and then 15-0 on the B side, and then that's what tanked mine. But because I said, well, can't I withdraw? Because then it's just they win, but it has no consequence to me.
But and this year actually has a change. If it does happen, you can technically still play with one. Well, actually, no. It changed a little bit.
Play doubles with one.
So so it's a kind of nuance. I have to double check of it on that because that's a different story. That is because your player did not show up. But I was thinking about another scenario. Let's say I play with you. Okay, I hurt myself. Okay, I do not want to retire from the match, but I cannot play. Okay, so what can the old rule is that, okay, you cannot play, you have to retire. Like this year's rule, yes, I know I can play, but I don't want to retire. So what I can do is I can be on the court physically, but not playing any ball. Basically, you play singles against those two guys.
Aside from serve, you'd probably still have to do your serve.
I just serve and then that's it.
And then first return on a serve to you. So basically, like, you serve and then you back up and just get out of the way, and then you return and then back up and get out of the way and just kind of let me go ham.
Yeah. Kind of thing.
There's part of me that, like, I wouldn't mind trying that, but I don't want to be in a situation like that. You know what I mean?
I know, but like that's technically now allowed to do, right? So if you want, if you're thinking about this way, okay, I can't do anything. Well, it's just for the situation. Let's say you're up 11-5, 10-5, something like that, right? Like,
and you roll an ankle and you are literally can't stand on that foot, type of thing.
Exactly. It's just 1 point, right? You're just like, I just got you just say, F it, I'm gonna suck it up. I'm just gonna hit that one big serve, and then whatever, I take the whole freaking court, play singles, right, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's weird that they changed that on the brackets. Yeah, I know, like, because I've played in tournaments where that's happened before, where I won a match because the guy got injured in the match, but then if you look at after that, because obviously they were supposed to drop down to the B side, and then it just comes up as a W for withdraw, and then the other team just gets labeled as win.
Because that is double elimination. A double elimination is still fine. It's when it's a round robin. That screw everyone off, right?
Okay, so
double elimination, it does not change anything. You withdrew, right? That's it. You go to the B side, or you can't play the B side. The guy just continue, right? But when it's a round robin, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, because now that so say if you were sitting in second, and now you're out, you have to now adjust everyone below you's win-loss rating, because those say losses against you shouldn't count, and also technically the wins against you shouldn't count. So say if it was a bracket of 6, instead of everybody playing 5 games, now everyone's played 4 games type of thing. But you have to go back and manually delete those previous games.
Exactly. Okay. So that was the problematic. And on Sunday, there's someone actually didn't show up. I think they just left because it was too long of a wait, but they didn't let the tournament organizer know.
Oh, that's a forfeit then. I would count that as a forfeit.
Yes, and in theory, even for me, that should be a forfeit, and then they just forfeit all the other match they play. apparently the tournament organizer doesn't want to do that. They want to do as a withdrawal, so they have to go manually to do all that, and then cause a massive delay.
Yeah, that's their fault then for trying to be nice. If someone walks out because it's taking too long, that's someone being a crybaby, and I'm sorry. That happens with tournaments where there's massive delays. Like, yes, there can be, sometimes poor management on the owner, on the organizer side. Sometimes, weather issues have happened, but everyone else is going through it as well. So for you to just walk out and not tell anybody, I'm sorry, that deserves a forfeit, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. That's
no different. That's no different than like losing a match and then like being a whiny baby and chucking your paddle off the court. Type of thing.
Like it should be a forfeit, and then it should be so much easier to actually.
Oh yeah, because then it's just like 11-0, 11-0, 11-0 for the rest of their round robin matches, and then you move on. They come last in the pool. Like it's
exactly right. But
if they complain, well, you just tanked my dupe rating. No, you tanked your dupe rating by leaving and not telling anyone you were leaving. Like that's your decision. You deal with the consequences.
But now because of that delay, because what happened is there is a initial delay that was on Sunday. There was an initial delay because there was a rain. But we knew that was gonna taper off. So there is like a 20-25 minute delay due to that rain, and because of that problematic, there's additional 45 to 50 minutes delay because they have to input that. And then by the time they do that, the 4-5 older division, they're already at gold and bronze medal match. 45, 50 minutes, for sure, those two matches will be over. No. Now they have that delay. Guess what? Now they announce them to be on the court. It rained. Game over.
Yeah. That's the being too nice on the organizer's part.
So that's why I
mark it as a like when you're running a tournament, and as someone who's helped run tournaments for like basketball and volleyball in the past, if the rules are the rules, you don't adjust them for anyone aside from some type of big ass medical thing that happens.
Like medical thing, I agree. Like you withdraw because you can't play and because you try to play. It's not it's an injury. I got it.
But still, they're going to inform you about that. That's what I mean. Like someone just like all of a sudden, like you're calling them for their match. They're not there anymore.
You're not there. Forfeit.
That's a forfeit.
You didn't show up. You should be showing up, or you should let the tournament director or the tournament organizer know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not playing anymore. So then we can manually withdraw you while the other is still playing, right?
Exactly.
Anyhow, so that was I feel bad for
that's bad sportsmanship, and it's also just bad behavior in general. I'm sorry. Like if you're getting frustrated and you don't want to hang around and wait and play, sure, you're totally free to go home, but let the organizer know, because now you're screwing over all these other teams. Like there's teams now that didn't get to play in their gold medal matches because you were a dick and then the organizer wasn't being nice to you about it. So I can tell you right now, swinging back for our event, if you don't show up and you don't tell me, you're getting a forfeit. So just be reasonable and let me know. My phone number is on the Swish app. Our email, pickleballdiariespodcast@gmail.com, is on there. Notify us, and then you get the withdrawal. It doesn't affect your duper. Doesn't affect any of that stuff, right? Just the common courtesy. And then I have no problem adjusting stuff after that. But if you just don't show up, you're getting a forfeit.
Oh yeah, big time. I'll be ready for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just feel bad for the players that a lot of the players that couldn't finish their bracket. Basically, they kind of show up for nothing. So like I said, like two suggestions I would say for the Red Deer Open next year. First of all, get ref every match, please. Just get ref every match, because it was real tough. Like
for big events like that, especially when they're like what would that be considered, a level 2 sanctioned?
Yeah,
normally.
Least, yeah.
Because I know every other time I played in the Red Deer Open, every match has been ref.
No, I think this time they pushed themselves to level 3 sanction tournaments, so that's why they get away from having to do every match ref or something like that. But anyway, I was a little annoyed.
Yeah, the moment you start getting over like 200 plus athletes, that's when you start needing refs for everything, especially at that point. Like a smaller venue where you're sub 200, a smaller event, a smaller thing going on where you can have like a roaming ref, and then you can do refs for medal matches and semis and stuff is fine. But the moment you're getting up into like high amounts of athletes playing, you need more refs.
Like especially Red Deer Open, they have like 400 something, right? So
yeah, it's usually the second biggest tournament next to provincials every year in Alberta, right?
So yeah, I was like, should be more should be ref in every matches at least. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Second recommendation is find an indoor facility when you knew you're gonna rain. Because the forecast already told you on Friday it's gonna rain. Have a contingency plan right away. Like, yes, it's not gonna be ideal if you like remember there's a school behind, right?
Yeah, like when they hosted the nationals back in what was it, 2020, 2019?
2021 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Well, that's where actually I played all my matches because that was me and Aireen's first ever pickleball event. I didn't play a single match on the outdoor courts because we were only playing 3-0 at that point. So like 3-0 mixed because I didn't play men's and Aireen didn't play women's at that point because at that point we didn't know you could just throw your name in and just grab a partner. So we played mixed and we played singles each for all 3-0. So all of our matches were in the gym.
So you see, so it's possible. Just have the contingency plan, and at least play indoors.
That gym can fit 9 courts.
Exactly. So at least you have some bracket already running. So you're not gonna get into what happened on Saturday and Sunday. Now having to jam pack everything at the same time, and then now you have to worry about lighting. You cannot play beyond 7 o'clock. You're now only down to 6 courts, and then again, Saturday, Sunday it rained out, and then now all the players like, why did I come?
Yeah, because to be honest, like yes, it's a gym floor, and that's not ideal for most people. But you know what? I'd rather play the games on a gym floor than not play them at all. Yeah,
because you pay the money.
You paid for it, right? So like I would like if it came down to it, give me my entire round robin and my thing indoors on a gym floor, than me showing up, especially for someone like me who has to drive 7 hours, right? Oh, yeah. So drive 7 hours and then don't play at all, and I don't get my money back. Right, because it's not refundable when it's a thing that's like right in the contracts, right? So it's
especially if you start to play, right?
Yeah, right. So like you get refund. You drove 7 hours, you paid like say $150 or whatever it was for if you did like all 3 events, and then you maybe get your singles done, but you don't get either of your doubles done. Like and then you've also got a hotel on top of that. Like I would rather stick me in the damn gym, let me get my games in. I'd rather that and then be able to go home than be hanging around in the rain, watching no one play on the courts in the rain, and then have to go home only playing like one event type of thing, right? And there's lots of people who don't play singles, right? So it's a lot of people like drove down there for absolutely nothing. So it's like hopefully with that, because I know there's an indoor place coming.
Actually, there's two. I confirmed there's 2 places in Red Deer will be opening. The Pickleplex Red Deer, which is I actually drove over there. It's right behind Costco. Just right behind. You can almost walk
Costco and right beside Cineplex. There you go. You can go play pickleball and then go watch a movie or go do some shopping at Costco.
You can literally walk over.
And there's so many restaurants around there too. That's a perfect place to have. That's right behind Gasoline Alley. That's an awesome spot.
Exactly. And the second one is actually in a mall. I think it's called the Bolden Mall. That's what.
Like that mall right in downtown.
Something like that. I don't. That's what they told me. So that's the second one's going to be in that mall.
See, okay, then for the Red Deer Open, then probably because the mall's closer, that would probably be their best bet. Now, not that it's that far to go to where Pickleplex is going to be, anyways.
But it depends. Because
the nice thing is because of the where the Red Deer courts are, you can shoot right out, hit the highway, and get right to right to the Gasoline Alley area super quick. So it's not like it's. I think maybe with traffic it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, max.
Like type of thing. So yeah.
Does Red Deer even have traffic? What are you talking about?
In the summertime they got a little bit because it's like a tourist between them and Sylvan Lake, that's like a little tourist destination.
But still there's not that much.
It's not like Edmonton traffic. It's traffic exactly. For like I guess that would be what, medium-sized city.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But yeah.
Anyway, last thing on Red Deer Open. Okay, that's not about Red Deer Open. Please, everyone who next time go to Red Deer for a tournament or whatever, please do not stay at the Super 8 Red Deer. Please do not do that. Don't do like me, that suck it up just in a hotel that's, I don't even qualify that I give a star. I don't know what I don't know even what's going on at that hotel. That's that hotel. I'll say I just suck it up because I was just alone. Is what it is what it is. Actually, one of our referee just after a night gave up, had to go to another hotel because it was too unsanitary. That would be the word. That would be the word. Oh, it was something. When you come see me, I'll show you the video. You'll be, oh, that's what you stay.
Oh, no, thanks. I'm good. I don't need to throw up.
So and anyway, I was like, I stayed because May was not with me. If May was with me, there's no way.
Oh no, there's no way you're letting a pregnant. If it's as bad as what you're implying, there's no way you're letting a pregnant lady stay in there.
Oh yeah, that hotel was.
That's weird because I've stayed at Super 8s before and I've never had an issue. But yeah, I've never stayed at that. I've never stayed at that. I've never stayed at that one. I've never stayed at the Super 8 in Red Deer because I think normally I'm in either the Holiday Inn or like the Days Inn, or normally where I'm actually, and also that one, the one where it's like attached to the casino, right in downtown. Yeah. I've stayed at that. That one's actually pretty nice. I've stayed in that one too. So.
No, I went. That was my fault too. I just went the cheapest option possible, and then closest hotel possible. Since I'm alone, like it's almost like it's better that I sleep in my car than sleeping at that hotel. Almost like that was that bad. It was.
To be honest, Vic, that's how it went. If I have to stay overnight for work, I'm usually doing the same thing, like just the cheapest hotel available, and I just need a bed and a hot shower, and then I'm good. But
yeah, exactly. But
I've looked at enough that I haven't really found what I would call a dud yet where I've had to stay. So there's some that are like not like the greatest looking, but I'm like, you get into the room and the room is to me serviceable. So I'm like, as long as the room is serviceable and it's like clean, then I'm happy.
Yeah, that was like iffy, like clean-ish. Well, even the ish is too much. Anyway, you're warned. Do not go to the Super 8.
Oh, jeez. On that happy note, so me and Aireen obviously weren't at the Red Deer Open because we were in Calgary because Aireen was taking part in a women's basically kind of high-level performance weekend with that was put on by Tracy Bennet at the Mega Courts facility in Calgary. So like notable players there, of course, Tracy Bennet herself. Kim Layton was there, Anna Dashenko was there, 2 members of the CMPL. A lot of other high-level players from Alberta and BC were there. Lots of people who are going to go and compete at nationals. So this is where they were competing against a lot of other high-level women to get themselves in like nationals shape type of thing, right? So Aireen was down there with Anya because Anya's going to be her partner at nationals. 2 days worth. The first day they played like I think it was 9 to 12, and then like 3 or 2 to 5 or something like that. So like 8+ hours of pickleball that first day.
Wow, that's a lot.
And then they played 9 to 12 again on the Sunday. So lots of pickleball. And I got to like shoot some. Well, I recorded a bunch of their matches for them. I got to see what they were doing and what other players were doing. I got to chat with Kim Layton, chat with Anna, chat with Tracy, which was really fun. Oh, and shout out to Tracy. If those of you who didn't see it on Pickleball Canada, she is actually now the head of like coaching.
Yeah,
for Pickleball Canada, and she's going to be revamping the whole program, helping revamp the whole program. So like by next year, facilities that have certified officials with the proper certifications that are like only, because there's some people who have like that international, I want to say it's like IPP or ICC or something like that.
Yeah, so well, they have a lot different run.
There's some internationals ones that technically aren't considered legit for Canada and the US, or at least for Canada. But facilities who have coaches who are certified in the proper one, I can't remember what the name of the actual training course is. They actually get like subsidized like funding and stuff for the facilities through Pickleball Canada. And they're going to make it more streamlined, because I know Aireen was always talking about getting like her learn to play certification, so she could teach people how, like the beginners, how to play.
As I'll show you.
Oh, Vic's got it.
There you go. I'll show you. There you go. If you want to see it, that's the one.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's got like the Tennis Canada on the bottom there, right? So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one you want to get. Don't.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, Vic just showed up his plaque because he's certified for that one. So the biggest issue with Aireen getting that is everything was in Calgary, classes and all that stuff. Like, it was very hard to find a course or to course that she could make. There's going to be a lot more online stuff and where you can submit video. So making it more streamlined, and for people who are in remote areas to get certification. But like I said, the big thing with it is for facilities and clubs that have people with those certifications and are actually, you know, like having camps and having courses. If they Pickleball Canada, if you're certified, and each different level of coaches that you have, you get more funding from Pickleball Canada for your facility to go towards those programs.
Nice.
Is going to be like the future thing. So that was awesome to hear from Tracy about the work they're doing with that. And like I said, got to talk to Kim and Anna about, you know, CNPL stuff. There's a couple of rumors going around of possible stuff happening with some teams. Nothing confirmed yet, obviously. So we're just going to leave that little tidbit for you guys to speculate on. Me and Vic had a whole hour conversation before the podcast about that, because this was like off the record. But yeah, so Anna and Aireen
that's
played
a 3-hour podcast if we.
Oh yeah, it would have been a 3-hour podcast, exactly. So Anna and Aireen played really well. They look locked in for nationals, so I'm really excited to see how they do. They're competing in the 4.0 and over, like the round robin one. So I think they'll run into, and they're in the 40 plus category because they're both over 40. So I think one of the toughest teams they'll play in that is actually Tracy Bennet and Pam Clark. For that one, and then they are going to be in the 4-5 bracket for the regular double elimination bracket, which will be later in the week for that one. So but yeah, it was a really good turnout. I want to say there was 18 or 16 women there. Okay, so lots and lots of games, lots of really good matches. If for those of you who are following the Instagram, I made a like a highlight reel video of like Aireen and Anya playing that I posted, and that was just some of the highlights. There were some really good rallies, really good shots and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to see how Aireen and Anya do at provincials. If they play the way they were playing at that competitive practice that they were doing, they should. I don't want to over exaggerate and say gold, but I think they'll bare minimum get to the podium for both events.
That'll be great.
And then moving on. So speaking of nationals, it's what, a week? It's a week away.
Well, it's actually very close.
Six days away from the time we're shooting this podcast, because it's going to be on Tuesday the 19th. There is 720 players signed up. So yeah, so August 19th to the 24th at the Taylor Tennis Center in Winnipeg. So yeah, it is at a tennis center, so it's probably going to be like pre-made or like taped on courts. I'm assuming non-permanent netting. Once I get there, I'll shoot some videos and see how the flooring works. I know there was some issues at Halifax, because Halifax did a very similar thing last year when they hosted nationals. More so with the tape. I don't know about the actual bounce on the floor. I think the bounce on the floor wasn't an issue. It was more the tape was peeling.
The bounce going to be exactly because Halifax is a very, very humid area, right? Adhesive and humid does not mix well together. So
yeah, but that's more so the topical area that Halifax is in, because this is in Winnipeg.
Is it going to be drier though?
It's been a while since I've been to Winnipeg.
Because
the last time I was in Winnipeg, it was because Winnipeg is very close to Ontario and Ontario is very humid. It might be like right in the middle. Because like Halifax is super humid because it's on the East Coast and it's by the ocean, right? So that's a given. Winnipeg is still it's right because it's right between Ontario and Saskatchewan. And like I said, it's been a while since I've been there. It's going to be one or the other type of thing.
Yeah, I don't.
If it's not humid, it's not. I don't think if it's not humid, it's not going to be an issue. But if it is humid, then that might run an issue with like tape unpeeling, the ball maybe getting a little soft and stuff like that. Because we'll be using the Franklins obviously because it's the official ball for Pickleball Canada. But I'll like when I get there because they are letting on the Monday. And we'll be getting there around like hopefully noonish Monday. You are able to go in and get some practice. Now they're limiting it to only like an hour just because 720 athletes if they're showing up and everyone wants a court, right?
True.
But if we can, we'll go hit the ball around. There's lots of players from Alberta going. So we'll see how that goes. So order of events. So on the 19th, it's men's and women's doubles round robin events. So I'm playing in the 4.0 and up, 30 and over, and I've grabbed a partner, Jaden from Winnipeg. We just met each other over the Pickleball brackets thing because we both needed a partner. Obviously, Aireen and Annie are playing in the 4.0 and up, 40 and over. On the 20th, it's the mixed round robin, so me and Aireen are playing in the 4.0 and above, 30 and above. And like I said, there's a good chance if we play really well, we probably run into the Kawamoto twins. So that'll be, like I said, if we play our game and we get up to that spot where we end up playing, because I don't think we're going to be in the same pool because there are lots of teams in all of these double eliminations. So you're going to have at least one or two to like 3 or 4 pools of teams probably with a top 1 or top 2 teams moving on. And those are single. So it's regular side out scoring for round robin. It's a single game to 11. And then once you get into like the medal side, so like the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, then it's the usual 2 out of 3.
Okay.
And on the 21st, we have the junior events, the para events, and also the team events, which is like Team Alberta, Team BC, Team Ontario, Team Saskatchewan, all that stuff, playing against each other in. So you have open teams and you have senior teams. So open teams have a men's team, a women's team, a mixed team, and a singles for both men and women. And each player on the team. So for example, if we go with Team Alberta, because we already announced the names for that. So for example, we have Chris Elaine and Connor Weeks as our men's team. They're only playing in the men's. They're not playing any of the other ones. You have for our mixed pairing, you have Jacob and Shay. For our women's, you have Kim and Mikkel, and then you have Anya as our singles for women's, and then Keaton for our men's singles, right? So all those players can only play in one event, which is understandable because you don't want to. Some of these players might end up playing 6 events then, so you don't want them to burn out, right? So, and the way the scoring is going to work in that is for the doubles, you play 2 games, 2-11 side out scoring, and I think the cap is 19. Win by 2, but the win by 2, but they're capping it at 19. So if it keeps going,
interesting. 19. Why not 21?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I saw when I pulled up the rules that they sent out.
That's so weird.
And then all singles is going to be rally scoring games to 15. And they're saying they're aiming for 2 games, but it might just be 1 depending on time constraints. So the way the team scoring aspects works of that, if you win, so say if your men's team wins, you get team. So say it's Team Alberta versus BC, just for throwing out 2 names there. So say if in men's play, Team Alberta wins both games, so they'll get 4 points because you get 2 for a win. Right now, the way they've made it a little bit more interesting is that if the losing team scores more than half, so for a game to 11, if they score more than 6, they'll get 1 point in the loss.
Okay.
If they score less than that, they get 0. So for games to 15, it would be 8.
Gotcha.
Right. So 6 or more, you get 1. in games to 11, games to 15, you get 8 or more, you get 1 point in the loss. Right now, there's no tie breaks. So say if one team wins game 1, one team wins game 2, 2 points apiece. But that's where that more than half points thing might come in handy, because if one team blows out one, but then if they lose the next one, but they got more than half, they'll technically be up 3 games to 2 or 3 points to 2.
Gotcha.
And then taking into account all the open play and all the senior play, the province with the most points at the end is who actually wins that matchup between the two provinces. Right?
Okay.
And that's how. So I don't know. So I'm not sure if they're going to do how many courts they're going to use for each matchup. If they're going to do like, okay, open is playing over here. You're playing you're playing at least 2 games at the same time, and then seniors over here you're playing 2 games, because it's combining both the open and the senior stuff for whether or not a province wins over the other or not.
Okay. Do they have any swag for the winner? Anything? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I know the winners will get announced at the social that's going to be held at the Winnipeg Museum that night.
Okay.
So all players are. So that's the other thing. All players get to go to the social for it's cover. I'm assuming, because I know Pickleball Alberta covered it. I'm assuming the provinces whichever pickleball, whatever, like BC Pickleball, Ontario Pickleball, whatever, covered that for the team. So the players get to go to that. I'm not sure if there's swag or medals or whatever given out. Well, I'll be there at the event, because obviously Ireen's on Team Alberta as an alternate. So I'm going to go to the social as well, and I'll take some videos and stuff, and we'll see the announcement of who wins. So that's the 21st. So you got a lot going on the 21st. You got the junior events, the para events, the team events. Also, because there was so many men's singles and women's doubles for the bracket, or for the double elimination bracket, some of the men's singles have been moved over to the 21st. In fact, my division, because I'm playing in the 3-5, 35 and over division for men's singles, my division actually got moved over to the 21st. So I'll be playing that day as well, which means on the 22nd, when the remainder of men's singles and all of the or not the 22nd, sorry, the women on the 23rd, sorry, when it's the women's doubles bracket and supposed to be the rest of the men's singles. That's when Aireen and Anya are playing. So the nice thing is with that is I'll just be free. I won't be playing that day, so I'll just get to watch Aireen and Anya play, which will be fun. On the 22nd, there's the men's doubles bracket and the women's singles. I'm playing in the 4.5, 35 and over. Ireen's playing in the women's 4.5 singles. She was originally entered in the 40 and over, but last time I checked, she was the only female in that, so they're more than likely going to bump her down to the 30 and up, which means she's playing quite a few people from Alberta.
Yeah, to be expected.
So her and Anya are going to be in the same division for singles.
All right. A couple of, while you're doing this, I'm looking at the facility.
Okay.
I'll just say a couple of things about that.
Yeah, I'll finish the last day, and then you can go ahead with that. So the 24th is the last day, and that's the mixed bracket. So me and Aireen are going to be playing in the 4.5, 35 and above. So hopefully by the time we get to the last day, me and Aireen are locked in, and we can come away with a podium win with that. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it was the most expensive nationals so far to sign up for. So I'm hoping there's some type of goodie bag, because obviously, like, I know shirts aren't coming out for free. You had to go to a site and pay extra for that, which was like an additional like $40 to $80. I can't remember. Like, so far I've been very stuff for the nationals for this one has been very hit and miss for me. Also, there's no parking at the facility. They're actually having us park at a different location, and then they have a shuttle bus that's going to take you to the facility.
I was about to say something about that.
Yeah, so that's what they've got planned for that. So more than likely what's end up going to happen is I'm going to drop Aireen and the kids off at the facility, and then I will drive to the parking spot, jump on the shuttle, and then get to the facility. So yeah, I've looked at a few pictures, like nothing. The problem is a bunch of pictures that I looked at, because I did it very, very briefly. I didn't have a lot of good quality photos to look at, but it looks like a typical tennis facility to me. So like, again, I haven't played in a tennis facility for pickleball yet, so it's going to be interesting. But like I said, if the surface is anything like a gym or anything, just like playing on a like a tennis outdoor court where they painted pickleball lines on, it's not going to be that big of an adjustment for me for the ball. I play on non-permanent nets all the time in my club because we don't have permanent nets where I come from. So if anything, I might have an advantage on playing on on that in comparison to other players who are used to like nice facilities like Vic.
Well, yeah,
but
well, it should be. You're paying so much money, right? You should deserve.
Well,
to play
and that's
on
the thing. As much as I like that Winnipeg step up, put the bid in, got the events, we're getting to the point now where, as much as I appreciate tennis facilities accepting pickleball to come in, mind you throw enough money at anything, and any facility will accept anything pretty much, but I would like to see it start going into a at least in some capacity, a pickleball centric facility. Like we say, we always shut out Regina because they have the pickleball hub is connected to their little trade center there, or not little, it's big, but
it's convention center. Come on,
convention center, right? So, and yes, majority of the courts are on polished pavement. And it's temporary nets and temporary fixtures, but they did a really good job of spacing all the courts out. So even though you were playing on temporary nets and a polished floor, you never really had an issue with the tape coming off of the pavement, and the spacing of the courts was really good. Like there was plenty of room for ATPs. You could back up nice and far on the courts, and then they had all the high level stuff at the hub, which was connected. And they brought in Pickle Roller and put in like 2 extra courts. So I think you ended up having like 16 courts or something like that at that facility. So like I remember it was funny because the first year I went to Regina, which was Western Regionals, all of my games were played on the polished pavement. The second time I went to Regina for Nationals, all of my events except for one were in the hub, and the one that wasn't in the hub I didn't get to play because that's where the guy didn't show up, but we would have been playing on the polished pavements anyways. So I appreciate that because you linked the two. Right, like you have a pickleball centric thing now. Obviously, you knew you didn't have enough courts, but then you use the convention center to make up for that. But we're getting to the point now for nationals because you're getting almost like 720 players, right?
Yeah,
and I can't remember what Halifax was, but I want to say Halifax was over 700 as well. We're getting closer and closer. We're inching every year closer and closer and closer to hitting 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Especially because nationals still holds some gravitas because it's nationals.
Yeah.
Right. Like even though there's no cash prize for like the open divisions and stuff like that, there's still there's still pro players going. Like Ernesto's going, the Kawamotos are going, Armand and Kalen are going, Michael McCaffrey's going, like Kim Layton's going, Jordan Vigna's going. Like you still have Christina Chin's going. You still have so many of the pro players going because it's nationals. Like the only thing bigger than this is the World Cup.
Yeah.
If we're being realistic, right? And the World Cup was still, they put like for at least for playing for like going to the World Cup as in representing Team Canada for the team aspect. Like you can go to the World Cup just on your own if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And they still had a really good turnout of players. Like I think over the 2 years it was held in Lima, Peru, it went from like 500 to like 900 or something crazy like that. And they're expecting well over like 1,800 athletes at this next one.
Oh yeah, for sure, because it's at Fort Lauderdale, right? And at that,
so I think it's building up. It's building up so much steam now, especially because if you just look at the amount of teams, like countries that are going to it, and now like just for the team aspect, but also like countries just having players go and playing in the regular part of the tournament too, right? So it's just the nationals are still the biggest event in Canada. Mm-hmm. But it's getting to the point now where you have to start treating the facility like that.
Yeah.
Like this is like, and it's fine. If right now all that's available is a tennis facility, that's fine. But you have to start. I don't know if Pickleball Canada needs to have stuff on like that. They nets, like the really good, like Selkirk nets, or not necessarily, it doesn't have to be those expensive, but like, decent, like,
well, there's a lot of company who makes it anyway. Now you have CND, you have Yola, you have Selkirk,
but
you have
if
Dominator,
they get a deal,
so many.
if they get a deal with someone who sponsors them, and then if they're kept at a site or whatever, and then that whoever ends up hosting, then that gets shipped out. So there's your nets.
Yeah.
Right. And the problem with holding it in a tennis facility is they're never going to let you paint the pickleball lines on.
Oh, for sure.
So you're gonna have to use tape. Now there is some actual. I haven't tried any of it, but you can actually buy tape that's meant to be for pickleball to be put on tennis courts. That's supposed to be like it stays down, but it removes decently without causing issues to like the surface. I've seen a couple of those brands pop up. I don't know if they're any good yet, but it's a step in that direction, right? So.
Yeah, but so I like you said it very well on that. That there's also a number of courts that they need to get a big enough facility that they can host.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like there is more and more facility that can host that much that big of a participant, and sometimes if they just have a whole city with multiple facility that can do it. Why not? Now everyone will have a real decent court to play on, rather than to play on the tape. On the temporary net and on tape, because the more you do that, the more discredit you're gonna put on the sport, and to put on the prestigious of the nationals. People will be, well, I'm playing on the 10 net. It's just another local tournament I'm playing on. Right? Like and the other thing is I'm paying almost $300 to play on a 10 net.
No, almost $400. It's like $375 if you play all 5 events.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you're like,
yeah.
Well, I better save that money and play on my local tournament. That's probably just $80, and I'm probably playing on the real pickleball courts.
Yeah, and I understand the reasoning why you want it in one locale, because realistically, if we want to do this right, you want one location, because then you turn it into like an event. If you're playing 3-0, but you want to go watch open after you're done, you can walk across.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch that, and that's why, like I said, Regina was so good. If you want to go, if you finish playing at the convention center and you want to go walk over and watch, because like the one match that got an insane amount of hype was Steve Deacon and Brad Chapman versus Ernesto, and I can't remember for the life of me who Ernesto's partner was that year in 2023. But that match, the crowd was insane for that. You had people coming over from the convention center watching that match, because it was I want to say it was either the finals or the semifinals of the men's open. Right. But like, you want that ability, and it also makes it easier for
something else. I don't remember. Is Steve Deacon play with Brad or?
Yeah, Steve played with Brad, because they ended up winning the whole thing, and it was a game against Ernesto. I can't remember who Ernesto's partner was, and I want to say it was the semis. Because at the very last point, it was where Steve Deacon fell down, then he got up and he did the behind the back.
Yeah, I know. I saw. I remember that shot. Who Ernesto was playing with?
I can't remember. I know it was another good player, but it's not someone who I think who's played in like the CMPL or anything like that.
I'll do some digging.
But anyways, what I mean is like the ability to walk over and go watch that is a huge thing, and that's what a big selling point is in the US. Like now they have the ability to have those massive facilities with like 100 courts or whatever, right? And have everything like as like a giant festival almost, where you have all your vendors in one spot. The one problem you run into with having it at multiple locations is, now do the vendors or the sponsors have to have something at each location, or are you picking one spot as like the central hub? And if people want to go watch, like say the open matches, that's where they go, and then that's where all the sponsor, like say Franklin's booth, or like say if Boston Pizza hosts something, Boston Pizza's booth or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's kind of like the double-edged sword of that. Like, yes, have it, like say for example, if you held it in Ontario, like geez, between all the high sports locations, you might have enough courts, right? But But the problem is they're actually a fair distance from each other. Hence why
they're pretty
have,
far from each
right?
other.
But that's what I mean. Like it's one of those things where it's nationals, but then it's spread out. So does it really have that nationals feel, or does it feel just more like a tournament with like the nationals logo pasted to it? Whereas at least with this event, I can walk in and I'm going to have my my Ray-Ban Meta glasses on. So for the first time I walk into the facility, I'm going to record and walk in and just see the slew of players that are there. Hopefully see like the different booths that they have, like for the sponsors. Like I'm expecting to see the Franklin booth. I'm expecting to see probably the Hewer Foods and like the all those other sponsors that they have for Pickleball Canada, right? Probably some local stuff as well. But and then being able to walk in and say, okay, I just finished my 4.5 amp, but the Open is going over there. Oh, I'm going to go over and check that out before my next match, right? Like, that's the thing about having it all at one locale is the ability to do that. Like, and that's kind of what I used to try and when I was trying to pitch for provincials for Alberta, I was like, yes, you want the one locale. Our problem is right now is our two locales that we've been using are greatly affected by weather or location.
Ernesto was playing with Charles Nerfeld.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah. So like that match had so many people come watch that who were like of varying levels, right? So if you have it in different locations, that's the problem that you don't get that. Like, yes, you'll get like the people who are maybe like, say if you have the Open, then you have like the 4-5 playing. The 4-5s can come over and watch, and the other Open players who aren't playing can watch, but you're not going to have that massive crowd come in and watch that, which is kind of what you want, because that's the whole point of having the Open. Aside from the prestigiousness of winning the Open category, it's also a chance for people to come look at the high level players in Canada that they necessarily don't get to see.
Oh yeah,
right. So it's one of those things where we're getting to the point where we need bigger facilities that can host a national event. Now, whether it's that you work something out with a tennis facility, but then, like I said, whether it's you get a sponsor and they give you the really good the really good portable nets, like those Selkirk ones that you see at like PPA that aren't permanent nets, but they're basically a permanent net because of how strong they are, right? If you can get a sponsor to provide a bunch of those nets and then you ship those out to the host facility when they win their bid, right? It's like, hey, here these guys sponsored the nets. Here's your nets that you're going to use. You're not going to use any of those cheap portable ones, right? But like I said, that takes more money, which means you need more sponsorship. And like Pickleball Canada's been doing pretty good with announcing lots of sponsors this year, but nobody is what you would call a massive brand. Like they're either a pickleball brand already or like Hewer Candy or whatever. Yeah, it's cool that they have pickleball shaped gummies and stuff, and I see them all the time in gas stations, but they're a gas station product, right? It's not a big. It's a brand name that I recognize, but not on the level of like say like a Subway or a Tim's or a McDonald's or a Boston Pizza, or like Rogers or Bell or whatever, right? Like or RBC. Like nothing on that level. Like Pickleball Canada at this point needs one of those big sponsors, type of
definitely.
thing. That's gonna because yes, they have.
Well, they need something like probably like Tim Hortons or Canadian Tire.
Because yes, they have because MiLFlex is the main sponsor, and then the hearing aid one is because it's the MiLFlex Nationals brought to you by it's like Hearing Aid Financial, I think. Is the technical is the other major sponsor this year, which good. Those are good sponsors, but still, like, if we're gonna be honest about it, MiLFlex is
MiLFlex by Hearing Life.
Hearing Life. There we go. Yeah. So. Those are both, not to be insulting, companies that are targeted. Their bigger capita of customers is older people.
Yeah, audience.
Like Like MyoFlex is like a rub for like joints and sore muscles and stuff like that. Which yes, I can still say I still use that stuff. Any
well,
competitive
apparently
athlete,
they have some soft sponsor from WestJet. They have a discount code for this WestJet.
Oh well, that's a start. But like I didn't see
not too bad.
I didn't see a big announcement on Instagram or anything about that.
Yeah, it's just on the pickleball tournaments. I'm just reading the.
Yeah, so where was the Instagram post? Because I've seen Instagram posts for Hewer Foods. I've seen Instagram posts for MyoFlex, the hearing thing of Crank Coffee, I think is the other one or something like that. But I did not see a WestJet post.
No, I don't know.
Right, so like, but that's a step in the right direction. But like.
They should make a big announcement like WestJet. That should be a big.
Yeah,
like they actually say is they're just a second. Get it there. Yeah, which is one of our major sponsor.
Yeah, and I don't remember, and I follow Pickleball Canada on everything, and I didn't see a post.
Yeah, come on. And same, they have the hotel, the Hyatt House, their host hotel. Nothing has been shown. Like, come on, guys, do something.
Yeah,
I'm very now I'm reading it. I was like, I'm very annoyed. I'm like,
yeah,
come on,
so
guys, you're able to secure WestJet.
Yeah, there's like there should have been a post. There should have been a post from Pickleball Canada, right? Like it's
like do something.
So it's one of those things like because pickleball is getting to the point, and now like I said with that with the AI thing coming into the program at the end of this year or like next year, whichever. With the Global Pickleball Federation, and now that and now Canada's also Pickleball Canada also announced, and the Global Pickleball Federation also shared this. It's been finally officially recognized as like an official sport in Canada. Yep. So now it can get like funding that like say hockey, soccer, and all those other stuff could get. Because before it was like, yes, it was Pickleball Canada, but it wasn't still viewed by like Canada as a proper sport. Like badminton, like anything else, like badminton, like volleyball, baseball, basketball, all that stuff, like Volleyball Canada or like Basketball Canada, you can apply for grants and stuff through that stuff. Pickleball Canada now can do that. So like that's a step in the right direction. But now it's like, okay, for your biggest event of the year, your nationals, you need to get a sponsor that's outside of pickleball, still semi-related to sports stuff in Canada, but needs to be a big name. Right. And honestly, WestJet is one of those, but you didn't like you telling me that was the first time I heard about it. And you know me, Vic, I'm pretty on the pulse on stuff on like Instagram and social media stuff, like sharing that stuff right away.
See that if you didn't know it, who the hell know?
If I don't know something, you didn't do a good job at promoting it. Because and not to toot my own horn here, but like I'm getting results from MiLP stuff happening in Quebec and BC and posting it on our social media because I'm going into the internet and grabbing that stuff because I want that stuff to get promoted, right? But it's just like I can't believe that like honestly, if there was a discount code, that might have changed me driving instead of flying because me and Aireen were breaking down like the reason why we're driving there, and that's a 17-hour drive. Was because when we crunched the numbers, flying aside from saving us 5 hours, wasn't worth it monetarily wise.
No, it's definitely not being announced. They did a countdown for the nationals, but there's absolutely nothing.
No, yeah, because they've been doing like the 30 days, the 10 days, the whatever. They've been doing that. And then you'll see like on their stories, you'll see like Hewer Foods, or you'll see some of their social media people like their ambassadors post stuff. Yeah. But I didn't see anything regarding WestJet. I've seen Hewer Foods stuff get promoted. I've seen MyoFlex get promoted. I've seen the hearing Hearing Aid, or was it? Or what was the company?
Hearing Life.
Hearing Life. I've seen Hearing Life get promoted. I think it's Crank Coffee is the coffee one they do. Also like the Neal Brothers, which is like a potato chip snack thing. I've seen them have some social media posts, but like I didn't see anything for WestJet.
Absolutely nothing for WestJet.
Yeah. I'm hyper fixating on this a little bit too much, so we'll move on. People just listen to for me for like 10 minutes saying didn't hear anything about WestJet. Anyways, so I will be there in person. Aireen will be in there in person. If you're a fan of the podcast and you see me walking around, I'll be pretty easy to spot. I'm going to be wearing a Nivea gear. I'm going to have some clean gear on. I'm going to have either my Nivea hat on or because I did get sponsored by the company I actually work for, CJCSM, sponsored me like the equivalent of some gas money. So shout out to my bosses at CJCSM. For that. So I'll if I'm not wearing my Nivea hat, I actually have a black CJCSM hat that has like the logo on it. So I'll be playing either with the Nivea hat on or one of those CJCSM hats, depending on my getup for the day. So, but I stick out pretty easy. If you've seen me here or if you've seen my posts, look for the mustache.
Yeah, and then unfortunately I won't be there because I'm refereeing at the Alberta 55 plus instead of the national, because reason why people was thinking why shouldn't you didn't go to the national is more prestigious. Well, the Alberta 55 plus has been already organized like 2 years ago, so it has been already planned 2 years ago, and they had the organizer asked me way before the nationals asked me to ref. So I already, unfortunately, agree to reffing at the 55 plus. I would love to go to the national, but it's a little too late. So when you see Andrew, you could have just say, "Where's Victor?"
Yeah, say where's Victor anyways, and like if any like I'm a I don't know if I'm expecting a lot of this, but if you want to take a picture, if you want to take a video with me going, "Hey, where's Victor?" we can tag Vic in a bunch of those little posts and stuff and have some fun with it. But yeah, hope to see a bunch of people there. I know we're going to run into probably a bunch of pro players while we're there. Even if I just get a picture, I'm not necessarily going to be looking for interviews because they're going to be focused on their game. I'm going to be focused on my game while I'm playing. Like I said, the only really free day I have is because my singles got moved. So that day that Aireen and Anya are playing in the women's double elimination bracket, I'll just be walking around. Well, slightly coaching / cheering them on because Aireen likes it when I help out with that. But other than that, I'll be like just checking out the facility and stuff like that. So look for me. Don't be afraid to come up and say hi. Put it this way, you'll make my day if you come up and say, "Hey, I listened to the podcast." So,
that'll be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, hope to see a bunch of people there. And like I said, so the announcement for Team Canada, we're just going to say this real quick before we finish up the podcast here, is supposed to be on like the 18th-ish. So that's right at the start of Nationals. So if the team gets announced, we'll save like our reaction to that for the next podcast after Nationals. But you might see me go and search out a couple players who got picked because there's quite a few players who were eligible who were really high-level candidates who are going to be at Nationals. So I might go and you'll see me taking a picture with them going like, for like Team Canada and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it gets announced while I'm there because that'll just be cool that I can go over and like say hi to some members of that. So and I'm going to do it when we do the full breakdown of who got picked on the next podcast for Team Canada. I'm going to go into a whole spiel of why this is a big ass deal because I've talked to there's one person who was surprised by the amount of applicants we got because we got 80 plus applicants for that. Mm-hmm. And they were surprised by that. And I was like, hey, it would have been more if there wasn't certain stipulations imposed on this. And they didn't really believe me. And I was like, so I'm going to go into like a full spiel about that on the next episode. So wow, this turned into a really long one, Vic, because we rambled a lot about courts and stuff. Once again, it seems we always seem to go off on that tangent with courts. So I'm gonna save. I'll save blind ranking for the next podcast. I do have one more by Jesse Parks, but I'll save it for the next one. So we won't do one this time. So Jesse, if you have some more, if you're listening, send them to me, or else I'm gonna have to start making my own up again. And I've been spoiled now by Jesse, so now I'm lazy. That once again, if anyone else has, if you have an idea for a blind ranking list, send it to me on Gorms1307 on Instagram, and I will definitely add it to the list for Vic to do it. But other than that, anything last minute to add, Vic?
No, nothing. Have fun at the nationals. I will. I wish you guys got good luck, and hopefully you came back with some medals.
Hopefully too. Yes, I went medalist. No, I didn't know. Last time I did nationals, I got bronze. Never mind. I did get a medal this time. So, So hopefully we do really well. Also, I don't know yet. I'm assuming they're going to be streaming some courts. I don't know what it is yet. As soon as I find out, I will share that on socials and stuff.
Nice.
Because I know last year they did. Because sometimes it's through the provinces, like Pickleball YouTube page. Sometimes it's on a different one. Because I know it took me a while to find the Halifax one last year, but I ended up finding it, right? But
because they create their own channel or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the Canadian Nationals 2024 or whatever. So I'll be searching for it ahead of time. So if I find it, I'll make sure I share it on socials. And then if I find out we're playing on the court, I'll make sure I message Vic. I make sure I message a bunch of people, and then hopefully you see us do really well.
Yeah,
on that court.
We'll definitely cheer you on.
But yeah, so super excited. I might as well do this now. Big shout out to my sponsors: Anivia, Kling, Compression Wear, Kitchen Blockers, of course, and then of course CJCSM, who I work for pipeline inspection, for sponsoring me and Aireen for this event. So super excited. Like I said, hopefully come back with some hardware and have a really good time. And yeah, can't wait to check out Winnipeg. It's been a while since I've been there, so unfortunately, I don't think there's any pro events going on, because I was like, oh, we could even catch a Blue Bombers game, but I don't think there is. Is the CFL season done already, or
no? It should be running.
Yeah, I think it's still running, but I don't think the Bombers have a game, because that'd be pretty cool to go watch. Obviously, there's no Jets game because NHL is in its off season. So
yeah, it's off season right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, mind you, it's Canada, so I don't know if I've already spent so much money for me and Ireen's entry fee for Pickleball.
No, the Blue Bombers will be away.
Away, yeah, that's what I thought. I think I checked that earlier when we first registered, and I was like, because that would have been something cool to go watch. But
no, they're away, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys in Winnipeg, and so me and Vic will be back
after nationals.
What do we got? Probably. After nationals are over, we got 2 weeks before the Metro split.
Yeah,
ish. Week and a half.
Ish. Kind of.
Yeah. So, depending on my schedule, because who knows what I'll have for work when I get back, because I'm taking annual leave to get back. So I get back on the 25th. So if we can, maybe like the 26th, 27th, do like a recap, and then hopefully a Team Canada announcement for that, and also probably a prelude to the Metro split for the CMPL, and we might have a special guest as well for that episode. So stuff to look forward to. Stay tuned to socials for me. I'll be doing daily updates at nationals. I'll probably do like a walkthrough of the facility and stuff like that. Hopefully, like I said, run into some pros and stuff like that. And we'll see you guys there. And like I said, hopefully bring back some hardware.
Oh yeah, and stay tuned on our social. I do have some great stuff that from my trip from Montreal that'll be coming soon.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Also, seeing how we were talking about it, don't forget to head over to Swish or Full Send Pickleball and sign up for our MLP event in Edmonton for September 27th and 28th. Like I said, link will be in the show notes. Hope to see you guys all there. And also stay tuned on socials, because we're going to have a bunch of promotional stuff where, like I said, I do some fun stuff with sponsors and stuff like that. But until then, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, fresh off of nationals. Till then, take care. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Share it to all your friends and family, and let's keep those numbers growing. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, thank you everyone, and join our MiLP tournament.
Absolutely.